Okay guys, in this video I'm going to be doing the Killzone Volkus. Now there are 6 sprues you'll need. You'll need these terrain sprues here. This is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 and number 6. So you'll need these 6 sprues. And to do this as well you'll need pliers, plastic glue, files and a hobby knife. These are all from the Army Painter except for the glue, which is the Citadel plastic glue. This should be relatively straightforward. I'm not going to treat you like you're a child. Be very careful with that, it's razor sharp. And I'm going to go straight into it. You'll find the instructions in this Hivestorm book here. They start on page 28 to 33, Killzone Volkus, and the first one we need here is the stronghold bastion. So I'm just going to get straight in and go quickly through the book. So C1, C2, C3, C4. So this is the C1 piece here. So the first thing we need to do is clip the piece out. If you go along, you'll find all of these tiny little things, these little sprues, and you just need to clip along every single one as you go. This is the first terrain video that we've ever done on the channel. I'm only using an overhead cheap camera mount with a smartphone. It's an old Sony smartphone. We don't have a professional DSLR or mirrorless camera at this point, so you'll have to bear with us. Hopefully some of the tester videos we've done with other things, they should still come out looking okay. And then some down at the side. Voila! Piece number 1. What I like to do straight away is get a file, and then you just go around and you find the pieces you've just sprued. You snip off a bit of the excess and you make sure it's nice, and then you just essentially, as you can see here, you just file those pieces down until it's nice and flat. I'll just quickly we've got the mould lines and the sprue pieces, the little snipped off pieces are still there. You just whiz across the top with a file. A lot of people as well, you can use a mould knife. Always go away from you and you can flick them off like this. But I think personally it's easier to use a file. And then the edge here, and if you snip away and take the bigger chunks off, and then just run a file up and down to try and solve some of the mould line problems that you can get. Like that. And then if you just go across the tops and around where you see mould lines, you just give everything a quick file. And that's piece number 1. Now the pieces that go on here, I don't know if you can see this very well, but it's now these 1, 2, 3 pieces here. So I'll move that to one side. The first piece is here. Let's snip this one off. I don't know about you guys, but I'm completely excited with this. I love putting these terrain pieces together. I love giving them a spray and then painting them up with some other colours and add some weathering and some Agrax earthshade. It's all great. So again, what I like to do when it's been snipped off is just go around with a file and take off some of those mold lines. I'm just going to increase the light. That's that piece there, and then the next sprue with them on is this sprue here. As you can see, there's one down here and there's one over here. There. This one. We snip off there. Okay, now the piece goes this way. You want that there. You want one of these big ones on here, one of the big ones on there, and then the smaller one on this side here, which goes this way round. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Citadel glue is really easy to use. You just basically go around the crevices . Give it a nice liberal coat and all of there. and then we just add the piece. As you can see, there's no gaps at the bottom there, no gaps at the top, and we just gently squeeze. I like to count to 20 myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. As you can see there, as I was counting and still gripping the piece that's slowly gluing together, you can just go around and start applying glue to the next piece. And get the glue in all of the crevices. And then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And while I was just counting at the end there, showing you that it's all nice and flat and flush, I just started applying glue to this final piece here. And then again, you see underneath that it's nice and flush, and we wipe flat any excess, and you can see around the edges and down there, it's all nice and sealed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Put that to one side where it will dry. And now we need the next piece, which is C5. Which I think we're going to find C5. Is this piece here. So if you look for the one with this in the corner, this, and then it's this piece in the middle here. So this is very much the same setup. I always like to keep the lid on top of this glue to stop the little metal tube going dry. So this was the piece here. So I'm going to go and just start snipping into it. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On these ones as well, you'll see you've got these annoying pieces here. If the camera will focus, there we go. You need to get in there and just snip them out. They're not part of it. They're just the really annoying little bits of sprue that are left, and they're from the moulding process. Okay, and as we did before, we just go around the edges here. Any large pieces we just snip off, go down to the bottom, give these a quick snip. They're okay. This piece here could do with a tiny little snip. This piece here, and then that's that. And then we go around with our file again, and we will get the edges nice and this helps to remove the mold lines, and so they'll sit flush together. As we can see, that's looking nice and smooth. Okay, we then get the piece that we had before, which is this piece, and then we get this piece here with the door, and they fit together like so. They go in there, and you'll see that the pieces fit together. So to apply the glue, you go all the way across this edge, around this piece here, around this piece here, around this piece here, and then all the way up this side. And then, as it's quite a big piece of plastic, I like to do the other side as well. So we'll go all the way down this side, and this is one of the indents and crevices where the plastic goes into, and then there we go. We then put them together and we glue the pieces together. And I like to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. It can, with larger pieces, take a while for the glue to set, so I'm going to leave that there. And then we need the final piece to go onto here, which is the C6 piece, which you'll find on the sprue. Yeah, it's on this sprue. You have this sprue here again with this piece of terrain. The one where this piece came from, you'll find the C6 is on there. So I'm going to, while that's dry, I'm just going to quickly snip this out. piece. And then again, I like to go around the edges just to make sure. And then around these pieces here. And then that will go so that clips in there. It is a bit of a fiddly clip, but once it's in, it should be fine. And obviously this piece is still not set properly, so I think the best thing to do is just go for it. So we apply glue on these pieces here, glue into here, apply glue in there, the corner, in there, and then you go all around the edge. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now that piece is finished. It hasn't completely sealed yet, but that is the first section done. I'll now completely just move this to one side over here, and I'll let that go for a good 20 minutes to dry completely. Next piece we get to is this one here, 20. So we need C7 and C8. This is 8 here. And this one is 7 here, so you can find the little number. I'm going to just find those numbers. Seven is up here in the corner, right on this top sprue here. It will say number 7, and 8 is right down here. What's this piece? Sometimes I think the numbers can be quite hard to find, but you have to just go with it. Okay, here's the first piece. Again, we go around the edges with our fingers. Here's a nice big piece we need to clip off. It's another piece. piece and another piece. We go around with our file. Piece number one, go there. And then the next piece is this one. Again, we go around the edges, look for any big pieces where we've cut this. That's a piece. Probably clip that first. You can see here, there's a piece. Clip that. Clip that. Over this side. Oh, time for the file. That's good enough for me. So with this piece here we have this one and then this one and this. Oops, okay, there. Yeah, they go into there. That needs to be trimmed down. Okay. It's always best to test these pieces, make sure that they fit nice and flush together before we actually apply the glue. I think it saves quite a lot of time. For Killzone Volkus, a lot of people like to keep these separate. These are meant to glue together to form a stronghold like this. but a lot of people like to keep them separate so you can use them differently. I think for mine, I'm going to keep them separate as well. That's going to stay there for now. So basically all I'm going to do with this one is, as you can see, I'll come here a bit closer, is glue across this edge, all around this bevel piece, and on the other side I'm going to go across this edge and completely around these pieces that go into the bevels, and then they're just going to slot together like so. And then again the 20 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And there. That's basically it. I'm going to leave that there to dry and then get back to you soon. Bye bye. So the next piece we need now here is 29A. So we need D3, D1 and D2. So let's find where they are. So if you look at this sprue here, you've got these two pieces of light terrain, and then this is the D1 section. You can find the one is somewhere where I did see it. Is it this side? There, the one is on this tiny piece of sprue here. You probably can't see it, but this is D1. So let's get this one off now. So again, as you saw before, go around all the edge here and take off any of the larger pieces. And then up and down here. And they're all fine. So now we need the file. Some nice mould lines done across the tops here where there's some mould lines. Inside these windows where we clipped out some pieces, there'll be mould lines. And this piece here still needs to come out. There's a piece of sprue. D1 is ready, so that can see at the top. Now D3 and D2, there's only one piece left, so it must be on this piece. D3, this one, and this would be 2 here. 2, yeah. So the 2 is just where my finger is here. Follow this one, D2, which is this piece, and this one is D3. So let's get them snipped off. Again, this is one of those tricky pieces here where you've got to do the sides. Quite annoying there, but still, there aren't that many of them. So again, I like to go around all of these edges looking for the bigger pieces. The ones which are really big, I just give them a little snip to clip them down a bit. I don't want to be filing forever. There we go, and then around the edges with the file again. It's nice, run my finger across it, lovely. pieces here. There's a couple of pieces. Some old ones. There we go. And then the final piece is this one here. Again, we go around these edges looking for the larger pieces and clip them off with the clippers. Make sure they're nice and flat. I don't want to be filing it forever. All the way across. That's fine. That's fine. There's one nice big piece here. And then, and again for the final time. Nice and flat across the bottom. Voila! So these are the three pieces we've just done, and then to stick them together we have this one piece here, D1, D3 goes on this side, so that's going to go in there, and this piece is going to go in there. So if we have a look closely at those pieces, we'll see that these raised areas here will go inside the divots in there, so they should glue nicely. Let's make sure they flush together. Yep, nice and flush. And on the other side, those pieces go in there, nice and flush together. Okay, so let's apply some glue. So I'm going to glue this edge completely. And then I'm also going to glue this edge and inside. And then I'm going to put them up. We're going to push them together and count to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. While the glue's drying on that, I'm going to take the rest of the pieces off this sprue, and then I finish with this sprue. This is piece D4, which is the last one going down the center of this sprue. Pieces I've just removed were obviously D6 and D4. Now I need to find D5 as well. D5 is on this sprue here. We've taken, it's going down the edge here. This is the D5 piece. So let's get this removed as well. Then to go around the edges again, use the clippers to remove any larger pieces with a hobby knife. If you can't get in there, be very gentle, always go away from you. Piece here which needs a clip. Pieces around the top. Voila, that's done. So let's go back to this larger piece that we glued together just now, and you can see it's doing quite well. So as you can see from this diagram here, I want to keep this separate like the other one, so I only want it to have two sides, and then I want this side and this piece to be separate. So this piece is going to go across there. In fact, I think I've glued the wrong sides together, which I have. What I'm going to do is pull that apart, rub it with my finger, because I've gone and glued the wrong sides together. I want these two pieces together so I can put these this piece is going to go in there like that to give a high ledge. This piece is going to go in here like this. And this piece is just going to press across the side when in game like that. Okay. So, see, shows how good I am. This is definitely the first time we've done this, hence why we're making so many mistakes. So I think the best call of action for this is to possibly, yeah, let's get this long piece glued first. So we have the glue here. So down this side we're going to go edges. And then on this side we go all the way across the edges, and we pull inside these spaces here, and then we push together. Yeah, but I like to count to 20, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this piece is now going to slot onto there. So the best way to do this, I think, is just to tackle. If you can see here, there are these ramparts here. So if we just glue along these ledges here where the piece is meant to stick onto, there should be plenty of contact area when we apply the ledge. The one piece in there, across here, and then this piece here. And then on the ledge itself, we just go around those corresponding edges. And then this. That's good. Like so. As you can see, when you look down, the piece is nice and flat, so it forms a nice flat edge when playing, gaming. And then we're going to give that a good 20 minutes to dry before we try the other piece, because it's still a little flimsy, so I'll stop it right there. So now that's had a bit of time to dry, I'm going to add this other end piece up here. So looking at it, goes in this way. They are quite fiddly, but this one seems to be, yeah, this one's a bit easier. So I'll just very quickly show you on the camera. You want to put some glue against this wall piece here on the ledge that it sits into, in here as well, and then on this piece across there. And then on the actual ledge itself, just go across the edge. A nice dollop of liquid glue. And then that pushes all the way in and then down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. And that's it. Now I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to move it across with it and let it dry. And the final piece of these two pieces here, which will make the full perimeter, I want them to be separate like I've shown you in the other video, because I use Warhammer 40,000, so it's these two pieces here that need to be glued together. So some glue around the edge of this one, and in the recess, and then all around the edge to this one. pieces just push together. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. While that's drying, I'm going to stop the clock again and then come back to you just soon. So the next one's weird. If you actually look on here, you'll see it says the large ruin 30 to 31, and it says E3, E1, E2, E4, and then F, 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 F4, F. None of them are labelled F. If you look on these sprues, I don't know if you can see it, we have a B2, we have a B1, we have a B5, and on this sprue over here, we have A2, A5, A4, so that's awfully weird. They don't coincide. So these look pretty straightforward, so I'm just going to take each sprue apart and then glue it together. So the first thing I'm going to do is snip out all of these ledges here. Okay, and then they snip off there, that snips off there, and that snips off there. Voila. There. Before we get to the section of wall. Okay, so it was as quick as that. Now, same as usual, we go around looking for, use the finger, find some bits that are raised, and then file them down and clip them and then file them. So there's one piece there, quite high, up there, around there. Another thing about this is this goes together really nice because they slot in there like so, and it's quite a very tight. It really is a good solid section like that. But we want to make sure they fit flushly, so this is why we go around the edges. We want to make sure they sit flat on the gaming board. So I like to rub my finger and then just go around, get rid of some mold lines, and make sure they're very flush. That's that one done. Okay, so they're going to glue together like that. These two pieces go together. One will go in there. This piece here with the corner will go in there. Yeah, like that. And this piece will go in there like that. Create like a section that's kind of got a crack down the middle of it. And this piece here is just going to slot into there like that. And then this piece will go. There's one piece I've missed. Is this here? So this needs to come out. So let's use our clippers. Not sure if you can see there, but I've missed that completely. I'm jumping ahead of myself. To go in with the file. And then that goes in there. Okay. So the first piece I'm going to probably glue is this piece here. So we need to go just shoves in there all the way, like that. You see it falls in nice and flush to create the effect we're looking for. So I let that dry a little bit. So this one here, we need to basically glue up these edges here. And then we need to glue across these pieces here. And on this side we'll do the same. Glue these interlocking sections. And then we just literally, as hard as we can, just push them together until they sit flush. And you can see nice and flush there. And then that's that piece done. So let's put that there, this, and then we might as well do the same with these. So we go all the way along the edges. And then these interlocking sections need a dab of glue in and around and inside the crevices. And then on this piece, and then again they just push fit together. It's really simple, and it's hard to get this wrong, to be honest with you. Just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and they just form a nice seal like that from the bottom. And then it just needs some time to dry. But then we have this piece. So as you can see, it's going to slot into there nice and flush. So we just need to run some glue along that edge. Okay, and then that just slots in here, like so. And then this piece is going to slot in here. So So now we get down to the final piece. It's much like the other two. I'm just going to take it all off and then file it and then quickly clip it together, and that is the last of it. This is the final piece. It's relatively quick and easy to assemble. I've seen a lot worse kits from other manufacturers and other Games Workshop kits myself personally. Yeah, this terrain kit is really, really quick and simple. And you get a bundle of it as well, which is always good. I mean, you save, I think you save about 50%. You get like £300 worth of stuff for £145. And it's all, you know, massively reusable. I've got a funny feeling this Volkus is going to be around for years to come. I also think that the Into the Dark, Gallo Dark is going to be, the amount of that they've printed and the fact that they've continued selling the boarding, we're going to see that cropping up in lots of editions. And it's definitely going to be all throughout the 3rd edition of Kill Team, and the amount of it they've actually printed, it wouldn't surprise me if the 4th edition also has some maps and missions specific to that sort of terrain. I love the Into the Dark terrain as well myself. It really is fantastic. The little hatchways and the extra little rules and fighting through hatches and line of sight. Boarding Actions is a good game as well. I've got the Boarding Actions. It took me 50 hours to get my Boarding Actions assembled and painted, and I've still got the lights and the screens and all the skulls to do, but one day I'll be injured or I'll be skint and it'll be raining all week, so there's nothing. Oh, I forgot in the last video, don't forget to take this central piece out here. I forgot on the last one. So the first thing to do is just get in here with the file. Lovely. And just get the glue and just go around the edge. Just slots in there, nice and flush, as you can see on the camera, nice and flush. And then we give that to dry. So that forms with it. So we'll do these two smaller pieces first, just go across them. File down the bottom edges, have a look for the mould lines, and across the top. That looks good to me. And then again, it's these push fit ones, which are really simple. So get your glue, go up the edge, and then just push them together as hard as you can. Nice seal on that side, see a nice seal down there, and at the bottom you can see it's flush as well. Super simple. We do the same with this piece. Go across the bottom. I've already done that. they just push together. See, it lines up at the bottom, nice and flush, ends up down the centre. It couldn't be any simpler to put together, really. That's a good strong connection. When that glue dries, it's going to this piece just naturally goes in there like that. So again, we glue inside this crevice. And then along the edges. And this. This goes. That's it. That's the final piece to glue. I'll just stop the camera. So finally we have all these pieces of scattered terrain. There's 2 pieces on there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces on this row, and then 5 and 6. So that makes up all the scattered terrain for the Killzone Volkus. So I'm going to let this camera play now while I just very quickly sprue them all off for you. I'm just going to put it onto fast forward and just quickly show you. Just go around, cut everything off. There's no gluing or assembly necessary for these pieces. It's as simple as snipping them off. Still going to sand them down just so we've got rid of some of the rough edges, and then give them a spray when I spray the hole. See there, that sprue now can go into the bin. Sometimes I just like to snip the sprue away. And then there are these, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's quite a lot of scattered terrain to this. I am happy with all the terrain. It really is. I think it's the best terrain set I've seen from Games Workshop myself personally. I think they've nailed it with Kill Team Hivestorm. Octarius was really good. Into the Dark was a bit good, but it was very much the same old, but it's still very worth owning. And Beta Decima I thought was great, but I think the first one, the standalone box from Beta Decima, wasn't that great. But then when you got the next edition with 2 new kill teams, and you got that kind of central piece together, and then you got the power conduits and the containers, and then putting it all together throughout the year, I thought it was brilliant by the end. But I think the Beta Decima vanilla box was not the best ever, but when you add the other piece of terrain to it in the later supplements, then it became brilliant. So I'm really glad I own Beta Decima. I'm glad I've got the Into the Dark. I actually bought 2 the boarding actions so I can make 2 Into the Dark I didn't actually get. But now they've continued Gallo Dark, I'm probably going to buy that one as well, because I like the box, and I want one day to have a proper studio where I can put the boxes up on the wall and show them off as part of like the... So I'll probably buy... There we go. So very quickly, the same as before, we just go around snipping the edges. I'm not going to do this on the camera because it just takes a bit long, and you're probably bored by now because you want to see stuff a bit more interesting. We've only got the other 2 strongholds, the 2 ruin sections to do, and then it's done. It's very, very quick really. You can have this assembled and sprayed easily within a day, and then you can dry brush it and add just a bit of detail, and it's well worth it. File around the edges, one piece. So these are the pieces that we've done here. This is the first section. As you can see, I'm keeping this separate because I want to use it for Warhammer 40,000, but it's nice and glued now. And this is the section that forms the full perimeter. It's nice and glued. And if I want to use it in Kill Team, I just literally clip it together like that, and I just use a piece of blue tack to hold it together. And that's the first stronghold, which is done. The second stronghold is this piece here. Again, I've done it in 2 sections. I've got this one section here with the lips, which I can keep. And if I want to use them together, I just put them together like that. If necessary, I use some blue tack to hold them together. They're kind of heavy enough really. And that's the second of the Volkus stronghold. And then we have these pieces here, which which are glued together nicely, and they have perimeter sections. I think, to be honest with you, that one there forms one perimeter, and this one I think has that perimeter there as well. And these are meant to be together separate. And then we have all the pieces of scattered terrain that come with the box. So really, in essence, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then there are 13, 14 for those pieces, and then 15, 16 pieces of terrain. It's all bundled together on the table. In the next video I'll be showing you how to